Really important public service announcement about the t-shirts. We have flown past 9,500 subscribers in the last 24 hours. The ever reliable and always right about everything Social Blade tells me we've got 17 days left before we hit the 10,000 subscriber mark. But you know as well as I do that as we get closer to the 10,000, people who've been on the fence about subscribing for a little while will start ticking that little subscribe button to try and push us over the finish line, because people are awesome and that's exactly what I want you to do. So I would say you've got 2 weeks max. So if you are looking to get yourself one of the first 10k Lollujo t-shirts, now's the time to act. You can do that by going to lollujo.fm/store. And thank you very much to those of you who've already done that. You're my new heroes. Hello and welcome to Series 8, Part 4 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have 2 of the final 4 games of the regular season. We're away against Lorient, and then we're at home against Toulouse. I think we did it. And then we've just got 2 more games after that, which we'll have on tomorrow's episode, to find out where we are going to finish this league season. Form, since you were last with me, has been a little hit and miss. We started with a couple of hits. That one was a friendly, so it doesn't really count. And some misses as well. We've left ourselves with a lot to do. We still don't have a goalkeeper. I never did manage to figure out what I was doing wrong. Lots of people yesterday saying I could only sign somebody on loan as part of this emergency transfer, joker transfer nonsense. Tried it, wouldn't let me have anybody on loan. A few other people said it's only between the summer and winter transfer windows. You can't do it after Christmas, which seems odd because that's when you'd need it most. And a few other people saying I should have tried to find someone who was out of contract somewhere. Couldn't do that. Nobody came up on my scout reports. So it is what it is. We're stuck without a goalkeeper. We're going to have to make the best of it. As of right now, we are in the relegation zone with 4 games still to go. But we are having a massively important game today against bottom of the table Lon. If we beat them, we could leap up as high as complete safety. We could go back into the relegation playoff spot. A defeat today is probably going to seal our fate, though, with 3 games still to go. So this is the team that we're going to be playing for today's game. We've got Pasquier in goal, a back 4 of Gwenouche, Siard, Julien and Ziane. I'm going to give them all nicknames over the summer if we survive. In midfield, we've got Henry Maloney, I think we decided he was, and Blin, and then Lasamba in behind Savic and Diop. We've decided to make Savic a complete forward because I like having a complete forward in the team. We haven't done it so far in this series because we haven't had anyone capable of doing it. But Savic is a good complete forward, so he gets to play in that role. We get a little bit closer towards the very successful Everton tactic that we used in the Everton save off the back of the FM17 beta, which you haven't watched yet. You really should. It was very good. Right, let's get into this game. We absolutely must win this football match. We're the favourites and we're away from home, which shows just how bad Lon are. Yes, my players can adapt to any situation. I don't care. The cough's back, by the way, so as and when goals go in these games, chances are you're going to see the thing jerk and stutter while I do a quick edit because I've coughed and spluttered everywhere. I don't know why the cough has returned. It's only been away for about a week. I think it's punishing me for the fact that we've got no goalkeepers. I'm having sympathy illness for the fact that all our goalkeepers are injured. It might not make sense to you, but that is perfectly logical to me and my cough-addled mind, because every time I cough, it thunders through my head and Savic is in and we're 1-0 up after 18 minutes. Oh, and there was the cough as well. I'm assuming the cough comes when I have that sharp exhale of excitement when we do something spectacular. So perhaps I need to just calm down a little bit. But when their goalkeeper does something this stupid, I mean, remember, we're the ones playing without a keeper. Their actual goalkeeper went and did that. Savic making it hard for himself by trying to go near post rather than just hitting it towards the open goal on the far post. But it doesn't matter. We're 1-0 up. And as it stands, 1-0, a victory in this game is not enough to lift us out of the relegation zone. Savic has made it 2-0. That's his 13th goal of the season. He's been awesome since he's been moved into the complete forward role. If only we'd have done that a little bit sooner. But it's not going to be enough as it stands. We're still going to have to go and win at least one more of our last 3 games. The media thing, when we're in England and it says, oh, will you hit the 50-point mark? We've finally had one of them here in France. And apparently in France, they talk about the 40-point mark. Well, there's going to be half a dozen teams in this league who don't get to 40 points this season. So it can't be that we need to get as high as 40 points. But I think we're realistically going to have to get to 35 to be absolutely sure, which means we've got to hold on to this one and win it, and then go and get either 2 wins from our last 3 or a win and 2 draws. I mean, it's going to be a massive task. We might not need to do that much. It really depends on Metz. We could get out of this through the relegation playoff. I'd love to avoid it if possible, but Nancy above us are still 3 points ahead. So even if they lose their last 3 games because of goal difference, there's every chance that we might have to still win 2 more games, or at least have a win and a draw to pull above them. So automatic safety is looking difficult. Relegation playoff at the moment looks like a possibility. We could really do with Metz going down in their game, and we can't afford to concede a goal here. And luckily, they're just not shooting straight, which is just as well, because we're basically playing without a goalkeeper. So if they figured that out and did start trying to kick the ball between the 2 posts, he'd probably just get out of the way and let them do it. Right, Lasamba still not recaptured the form from his hat-trick ages ago. We're going to take Diop off and bring Slidger on. And fingers crossed we hold on. We haven't crossed our fingers on this channel for ages, it feels like. It used to be more regular than Cliche Bingo on Non-League to Legend last year. We were constantly crossing our fingers and rolling the dice, but it hasn't come up so much this year. But I have a feeling that this run-in is going to require a lot of luck. We need a lot of things to go our way to get out of this mess that goalkeeper injuries, more than anything else, has got us into. Forget bad decisions about which clubs to manage. And if we do get out of this, it's going to go down as one of history's finest escapes. Right, we've got 5 minutes left. We're still 2-0 up and attacking. Savage is in again. He's completed his hat-trick. Oh, if only he'd been playing as a complete forward since January, we'd be mid-table by now. Because if we had him and Diop in goal-scoring form, it wouldn't matter what was going on at the other end of the pitch, because we'd be scoring 4 or 5 goals every game. But 3-0, 5 minutes to go. This one's wrapped up. Savage is over the moon. And we just need one of the other results to go our way. But it doesn't seem that, I mean, Saint-Etienne looks like they're winning their game because they've jumped above Nancy, and Metz presumably are winning theirs as well, or at least drawing. So we've not really, despite picking up a win, made much progress. What we have done is made sure we're still in contention, because anything other than a win there, that gap starts to open up and relegation begins to look almost a certainty. We have one more game to play today, and it's against Toulouse. Right, Miguel is back from suspension, so he comes straight back into the team at left back. In fact, it must have been an injury rather than a suspension, because he's due another suspension, because he's already on it. Look at all these yellow cards we've got. We're going to have no team on the final day of the season if we just pick up a few yellow cards over the next few games. Warning, by the way, there's a horrible pun incoming. If I don't get it out of the way now, I'm going to do it in the heat of the moment in the match, and then I won't be able to pretend I didn't know in advance it was awful. I do know it's awful. I'm ashamed of myself for having to say it, but I'm protecting us all by saying it now. So just want to remind you that we have already beaten Toulouse once this season. It was in the French Cup in the 10th round, and we beat them 3-0. Hopefully it's their destiny to lose again, so that we can secure safety. I feel unclean having said that, but it's better that way than what the alternative would have been. I could even edit it out now and let's just pretend I never even said it. But we all know that I'm not going to. Let's get into the match. We are absolutely desperate for a win. It's a must win. Tick it off on your bingo cards. Oh, good. Their goalkeeper's on a lengthy run of not conceding. I wish we had a goalkeeper, because then we could be in a similar situation. We must win this game. We're 1 point behind Nancy, who are in the relegation playoff spot. We're 2 points behind Metz. We're 3 points behind Angers and Saint-Etienne, but we're now 1-0 down, which widens the gap from Nancy to 2 points. If we lose this, it is surely all over. And imagine how different this could have been if we had a goalkeeper, because there you go, look, he's just... It was like having Eggs in goal all over again. If you're new to the channel, you don't know who Eggs is. I can only encourage you to do some research and find out who he was. Someone down in the comments will no doubt help you out. But he had this thing where he used to love pointing at the ball as it went into the back of the net. Well, past square, however we say it, two-fingered point. He was basically double Eggs, which it's not really the time for it. Goodness me. Right, we've got 45 minutes. Bingo again. 45 minutes to save our season. Look at all those yellow cards we're picking up as well. I mean, we've got the 3 of the back 4 are going to be suspended for the next game regardless. So even if we do somehow get back into this, we're going to be playing with no goalkeeper and no defence. If we don't get back into it, we're going to have a 2-point gap to make up in just 2 games. And we're going to have to do it without a defence and without a goalkeeper. If this doesn't change now, we are pretty much relegated. And as much as I would like to put a positive spin on it to make tomorrow all the more exciting, it isn't going to happen, is it? If we don't somehow turn this around and win this football match, not just get back into it, we need 2 goals. We need to win this match. We're swapping both the strikers because neither of them have turned up today. Miguel with the corner. Blin, Camano. Oh, one of the strikers who's just appeared off the bench with his first touch has just... I mean, it looked like he toe poked it into the top corner. It's not hit with any kind of confidence at all there. It's sort of behind him and he side-footed that into the top corner. Forget what I said. That was a sublime example of confidence. What a goal. We've got 12 minutes to find another one and keep ourselves in with a chance of staying in this league. Right, we're going to take off Lasamba because, again, not turned up. Lee Malou, who has been rubbish himself. He's never really performed for us. But now's the time to just turn it on and conjure up something, anything. We have 10 minutes. We need a goal. It's not a disaster if we draw this game, but remember, we're going to have all those suspensions in the next match. So we're leaving ourselves with a lot to do if we only come away from this with a draw. Oh, they're coming at us again, though. We're going to lose. After all that only a draw nonsense, they're in again, and it's 2-1 with 7 minutes to go. Oh, up and down like a yo-yo. We just do it. We're doing them all. Everyone. Bingo. House. Yeah, okay. Go and see the banker and he'll pay out probably if he's there. He's probably gone home by now. He's given up. We've overworked him with all the cliches today. Are we going to grab another goal? Oh, goodness me. The cough is going to kill me. It's 2-2. Slidger. We now have, 2 minutes left to try and grab a ridiculous late winner that we absolutely do not deserve. But we've brought 2 strikers on. They've both come on and scored. They look like inspired substitutions. We've got 8 seconds and we're attacking. Surely we can't... Oh, I don't know. I think I'd have turned the table over if that had gone in just because I've leapt up in such excitement. Right, it is not all over. It is not a disaster. If we look at the league table with these 2 games to go, which you'll see on tomorrow's video, there's only a 1-point gap between us and Nancy. Let's look at the run-ins. So we are away against Lorient. That's a difficult game. Who are they playing? They're away against Long. Goodness me. So we've got to win the first game of the next episode and then still do something on the last day of the season. So the last day of the season, we've got Saint Etienne, who, oh, goodness me, it could be them we're trying to catch. That's a massive game. Nancy, who have they got? They've got Bordeaux. So they should lose the last... That game is massive. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.